What would a school be without the students? Laughing in the halls, working hard at their desks, and dreaming big dreams. They're the reason that teachers work such long hours and spend their own money on school supplies. Students are the lifeblood of each of our schools, and tonight it'll be our privilege to introduce you to 5 student leaders from throughout Northern California. Hello, and welcome to the 6th annual Big Education event. I'm your host, Jesse Angelo, and for the next half hour, I'll be driving the carpool. So let's hit the road and go to Lassen View Elementary School in Derryville, where we meet student Beau. 8th grader Beau definitely marches to the beat of his own drum, a drum that suspiciously sounds a lot like Hank Williams, Loretta Lynn, and George Jones. In fact, his teacher, Miss Hickok, says country music is such a part of his soul that he can barely keep it inside.
This lonely bedroom of our recent broken home. Yeah, tonight I'm sitting alone, digging up home.
Beau loves to sing, and he has a deep baritone voice. Beau is a big fan of country western. He doesn't really like country music. He likes Hank Williams, George Jones, Randy Travis, and he loves to sing and will offer that singing ability to anyone that asks. Often in 8th grade, if we have a minute or two left in class, Beau will say, "Could I sing, Mrs. Hickok, right here in English or history class?" We'll put on Boot Scootin' Boogie or Conway Twitty, even Loretta Lynn. He will sing it all, and he does an amazing job.
I knew I could sing when I was about, I think, 10, and that's where it all started. Yes, because I want to spread my talent across the community. My favorite thing to sing is country, and from 50s to 80s.
Beau doesn't just use his voice to serenade his classmates. He also uses it and his position as a leader on campus to stand up for those who are being left out or picked on. He even recently planned and spoke at a school-wide anti-bullying assembly.
My little cousin Gage got bullied, and so he had a horrible school year. So I talked about my cousin, and we had a person from Alternative to Violence come, and she talked a little bit about that too. I recently saw this thing on Facebook where this kid was getting made fun of because of the way he looked, and he just wanted to know that everybody is the same, don't treat people as different because they're disabilities. My cousin Zach goes to this school, and he has autism, and I like to, I just want everybody to feel like they're welcome, but yeah.
Beau is so special. He's an old soul. He's a very unique individual. He loves old cars and old trucks. He really loves old country western music, and so his personality already sets him apart from the crowd. But what's really special about Beau is how polite and respectful he is, and how he demands that of his peers. Beau can be counted on by any adult in the school. He is completely polite and courteous. He is a really amazing kid.
Being inclusive and helping others comes naturally to Beau, who says he learned it from his mother.
Well, my mom, since she was younger, she took care of older people, and when I was born, she took care of this autistic girl, and so I was born with an autistic girl in my household, and so that's where it all started from. I would like to be a counselor because I love working with kids and just helping kids out with their problems.
Beau stands out from the crowd because of his unique personality, his confidence, and his desire to build a community here at Lassen View. He really loves our school, and he really loves and respects all of the teachers and all of the staff. He has joked that he wants to be our maintenance bus driver when he gets older, and we would love to have him. Beau is just so community-minded, and he really does care about other people before himself. He is a servant, a true servant.
Beau serves the Lassen View community in so many capacities that when he graduates later this year, teacher Kim Hickok says it will almost be like losing a staff member.
So we joke that Beau is kind of like an honorary employee here at the school. Half the time he is on the radio saying, "Yard duty, do you copy?" And at other times he has a set of keys. He's the kind of kid that sees a need and then takes care of it. Whether it's somebody needing a ladder, whether it is trash that needs being picked up, any kind of TA, with teacher's assistant, helping out. He's one of those kids that doesn't need to be asked twice. He's kind of a jack of all trades. He fixes things around the school, and he takes a lot of pride in Lassen View, and he wants his peers to have that same pride in their school.
After leaving Lassen View, Beau plans to attend Las Molinas High School, where we're sure he'll be able to continue to spread his anti-bullying message and perhaps a song or two. Speaking of songs, I think I hear music coming from the rehearsal room at Inspire School of the Arts and Sciences. Let's pop in there and have a listen to student Zoe Karch.
I waited till I saw the sun. I don't know why I didn't come.
As the daughter of a jazz musician and local theater veteran, it should come as no surprise that Zoe Karch is currently leading 2 vocal ensembles and starring in multiple shows at Inspire School of the Arts in Chico.
She has been involved in most every musical, I believe every musical theater production we've had done, every musical theater workshop, vocal music showcases, and performing around town with the choir. She's been involved in community theater, something called the Butcher Shop locally. I know she was involved quite heavily in, and I can't list them all because there's too many.
Zoe made her stage debut at the age of 6 in a quite prestigious role.
It was the gingerbread boy, and I was the gingerbread boy, and it was at the Blue Room, and it was kind of ridiculous and fun, you know, a kid show, but it was really one of those things that opened my eyes, and I was obsessed with Annie, and so I auditioned for my first adult show when I was 7 at Chico Theater Company, and I got cast as one of the orphans. Pudge was my orphan's name, and so I kind of fell in love with performing and just that feeling of being on stage and getting to connect to an audience and people around you. In that way, it kind of gave me a place that I hadn't really found before.
Now a seasoned performer, Zoe is helping others to find the stage and hopefully a sense of belonging.
How have I helped others? I would say leading these vocal groups has been just like the most eye-opening experience. At our school we have a women's quartet, which is just for girls, and then we have a larger group. It's called Weeby Major, kind of a fun, and that's like a bigger group with boys and girls. And so my freshman year, you auditioned to get cast. I got cast in both groups. And so then my sophomore year, I got to take over one of the groups, the bigger one. And then this year, I'm leading both of them. And it's been just really incredible. I've never experienced getting to take on a position where it's like we're creating something, you know. It's not like we're just singing the songs. And, putting on a show, it's about telling a story that needs to be told.
Yeah, you know, the kindness that Zoe shows, the humbleness, the approachability, of course the intelligence and the skill and the talent that she has kind of creates this little beacon kind of moment where the kids see her in the performances, they'll see her at a rally, and they'll want to know how she does things, and she will tell them. She'll be very approachable to say, well, this is how it works, and by the way, come and let me show you, or come to this meeting, and I'd like you to learn more. And she's a bit of an ambassador when it comes to the performing arts, and that's the things that we've seen on campus as her as a role model.
Zoe was nominated for the Big Education event by Assistant Principal Dan Labar, who says she's not only a leader on the stage, but also in the classroom.
Zoe challenges herself to go above and beyond. She's taken AP classes, I believe it's 4 or 5 AP classes that she's taken. So she pushes herself. She has this internal drive that's a bit unquenchable. She maintains a 4.0 GPA, and she not only pushes herself, but pushes those around her and makes all of her classes better for it. She's engaged with her teachers, she's participating in the curriculum, and that's exactly what we expect of her and what she's shown each and every day here.
Zoe will be graduating this spring and heading off to college, and we'll give you one guess what she plans on studying.
When am I going to study music, I hope, and maybe some other, I just want to study a lot of things. I love music and I want it to always be a part of my life, and I really believe that music has such an important impact in the world, more than I think it gets credit for now. You know, I think that it's shaped who I am so much. I mean, I think as, you know, you grow up, you want to find your place, and that sense of what am I going to do? What's my purpose? That looms over, I know it looms over me. And so music was my place because like it gave me a reason to like live. I don't know, it's like I breathe it, I listen to it. I love the Beatles. I'm obsessed with the Beatles. I love that feeling that you get when you are singing something and you move someone or move yourself or feel connected.
Oh no, it's just the nearness of you.
Thank you, Zoe, for giving your talents to inspire. We know that we'll get to see your name in lights soon. Hey, and while we're in Chico, let's just head up the Esplanade to Shasta Elementary School, where we meet 5th grader Alec Dorn. Alec Dorn may be well under 5 feet tall, but there is no doubt in anyone's mind at Shasta Elementary School in Chico that he is the big man on campus.
First thing I'd like to tell you about Alec is that he is the most popular student at our school. We have a kindergarten through 5th grade school. He is by far the most popular person here. I could give you 100 examples of how that is and why that is, but most recently, I'll just tell you this, we're heading up to environmental school next week, and we go through a process where we get to pick our cabin mates, and you can tell a lot about a person by how many people want him in their cabin. Well, Alec was requested by countless people, but one lucky cabin gets him because we couldn't put him everywhere. I think that in a nutshell, the reason that they have the opinion that they do of him, he shows us every day how we should be living our lives. And by that I mean that with all the challenges he has, he appreciates things more than any of us, kids or adults, and he enjoys every little simple thing more than any of us, adults and kids. And so it's a constant reminder that we should be trying to be more like Alec.
What makes my heart happy is my life. I have a lot of fun sometimes.
Alec was diagnosed with Hunter syndrome while in kindergarten and has to miss school every Wednesday to travel to UC Davis for treatment. But if you ask any of the staff on campus, it's not the disease that defines him, but rather his joyful, fun, and caring spirit.
Okay, Alex has a magnetic personality, and it's not necessarily because he has Hunter syndrome or because he's small or anything like that. He's a magnetic person because he is so happy, he cares for everybody, and people just like to be around that positive attitude. And so I think people just love to gravitate around him, and I think they draw off of his energy and his positiveness.
Hunter syndrome is like a disease like where your cells in your body usually die a little bit faster than normal people, but they come back. And sometimes, like some kids, they can't even hear, walk, move. Their whole body has to stay still. I'm lucky because I can move, I can do whatever I want.
Alec is in a room or on the playground. People know where he is. They gravitate towards him not because they want to do things for him or they want something from him. They just enjoy being around him. He radiates positivity. And kids like that, people like that, adults like that. Anytime somebody comes to visit the school, I always make a point to introduce them to Alec because he is the personification of what I want all my students to be happy, grateful, and just always positive. Never looking for a handout, never looking for pity, never looking for anything other than I'm just a happy person and I want to share my happiness with other people.
Part of the way Alec shares happiness with his classmates is through the school's buddy bench.
The buddy bench is like at recess. Like if somebody doesn't have anybody to play with, they go to the buddy bench, and someone comes up and asks them, "Do you want to play with me?" And if they say yes, then they go play. They're not on the buddy bench anymore.
So I would come out and watch, and I tell you, Alec had his eye on it like all the time. And if he saw somebody there, he was over there either bouncing a basketball, "You want to play with me?" or, "What's wrong? Can I be your friend?" So he was a great little buddy.
How I be nice is like, I ask them, "What are you doing? How old are you? You want to be friends?" And they're like, "Yes." And we go out and play, and we have a lot of fun.
Everybody who comes into contact with Alec is a better person for having done so. I think they see his positivity and his genuineness, and they can't help but look inside themselves and think, I want to be more like Alec.
Alec told us he wants to follow in his father's footsteps and become a chef. Well, Alec, when you open your restaurant, give me a call. I'll make reservations. It's time to head back up Highway 99 to Lassen View Elementary School and meet Student Body President Masie Skelton. Masie Skelton is humbly and cheerfully leading the student body of Lassen View Elementary School using skills she says she picked up through her involvement in 4-H.
4-H has always been my leadership to go. I've always been very active in 4-H, and 4-H has made me into an amazing young lady. I've been active in almost all 4-H activities, and just being there in 4-H, it just changed me, and it made me want to be a leader and to lead people and help other people. Through all of these different activities, I feel like I'm learning confidence, I'm learning leadership, and just I'm being humble through everything. I feel like 4-H is a great program, school and leadership. It helps with everything in life.
Masie is her exuberant spirit. Masie has such a lively personality and spirit, and she just does so many things behind the scenes. Masie is one of those kids that can be counted on to help from the canned food drive to 4-H, her many different accomplishments that she has in Tehama County. We can just count on Masie to do everything that we need. So when Masie graduates, that's going to be a sad day for Lassen View.
One place where Masie's hard work ethic and leadership skills are employed in full force is the annual Dairyville Orchard Festival.
I help the Dairyville Orchard Festival every year because my mom's in that, so I've kind of been involved with that. So every year I'm out here at 5 o'clock helping vendors get in. I help around with anyone that needs questions or anything that needs to be done. I help with that.
Masie has been involved with the Orchard Festival for her whole life. Her family is extremely involved in the Orchard Festival. Her mom is on the board of directors for it. And so Masie feels very much at home with the Orchard Festival, which is a huge event that we put on here. She is involved in every step of it from the setup. And the Orchard Festival actually happens right here on these grounds where we're standing. So she will be hauling hay bales, she will be putting stakes in the ground, she could be running around with a clipboard, and she even judges the tractor competition. She's qualified to do that through her agricultural background. Masie is truly a woman of many, many talents.
And in 4-H, I'm a current BLAST member, which stands for Beginning Leaders All-Star Trainees. So that's a really big community service project. And right now we just came up with the county-wide community service project for 4-H members. And it's called Bringing Love and Seniors Together. So we are bringing new robes, slippers, socks, and comfort items for the seniors in our community.
Being active in her 4-H club and leading the school as student body president isn't enough to keep Masie busy. She also plays in the school band and is a star soccer player. But whatever the activity is, Masie's team spirit really shines through.
Sports has always been my backup. It's been my free little portal out of the world. It's given me friends, teamwork, confidence, team building. It's given me a lot of things. Teamwork can be used for anything. It's not only on a field, on a team, with anything. It can be used for adults. It's used daily. Use it as a group project. Use it for leadership teams. It's something, and teamwork's always there.
I was just telling someone today how much Masie means to me. In fact, while she was gone getting interviewed, we saw a big hole in our singing and dancing group. And I turned to someone and I said, see, this is what Masie does. She just plugs in the hole wherever is needed, and she doesn't have to be loud. She will be. She can be commanding. She can be in front of a group, lead them in a camp song, and have no qualms about it. She's extremely confident, but she does not have to be in the limelight. She can be a cog in the wheel, and she's happy to be that utility player. What I really love about Masie, who is our student body president, is that I simply have to look at her, whether it's in the classroom or in the music room, and she's right by my side. She knows, okay, I need to help somebody, Mrs. Hickok needs help. It doesn't matter if it's behind the scenes. It doesn't matter if it's a dirty, grubby job that other kids would be like, oh, I don't want to sweep the bleachers. Masie will do what needs to be done. She's a great team player, and I just really appreciate that about her.
I do strive to help people. It's a great opportunity. I love it. I love seeing the smile or the thanks or the whatever they give me. I love being able to help them and being able to help them just understand the world better or whatever they were going for.
Masie, your enthusiasm and leadership have made a real difference at Lassen View. We can't wait to hear what great things you're going to accomplish at Red Bluff High School next year. For our final stop, we are staying in Tehama County, just heading a bit north to Bidwell Elementary School in Red Bluff, where it looks like Ayden Pelaiz is helping to lead a school assembly. The Student Council at Bidwell Elementary School in Red Bluff has planned an assembly full of skits and crowd interaction to talk about the importance of respect on campus. Right in the middle of the action is 5th grader Ayden Pelaiz, a student for whom the ideas of respect and integrity are second nature.
The meaning of integrity is to do the right thing when no one's looking. I try to use integrity all the time when I'm at school, at home, and just anywhere I go.
I think Ayden has shown integrity extremely well, and just a recent example of this is we're setting up for an assembly right now, and so they've been giving up their lunches, all the student council members, and we had kind of this awkward whether it was supposed to be a meeting that day or not, and he had thought I told him that we weren't meeting, and he had promised another boy at our school that he was going to come play basketball with them because nobody else does. And so when he found out there was a meeting, he came in and he was looking really distraught, and I was like, what's wrong? And he told the other student that he was going to be playing with them, and now he's not going to get to play with them, and he felt really upset about that, and he felt like he had not lived up to his word, and so I let him go play. But
the high standards Ayden has set for himself are not only evident in the ways he treats his classmates and friends, but also in the classroom.
Ayden is always engaged in class. He's above grade level in all subjects, and he's always engaged. He's participating. He always raises his hand. He's always helping. He'll lean over if somebody's struggling and try to offer his assistance where he can.
It's important to get good grades because later on in your life, you may not think you will, but you will. You'll have to rely on those grades. I like mainly everything. Math, PE, science, most of the ELA. Reading, I'm not a big fan of, but
Ayden has been forced to face some serious challenges in his young life, and it is his determination to not let those struggles define him, but instead to use them as motivation to excel that his teachers find so inspiring.
Ayden's drive is why I recommended him for this. It's something that you don't see in a young boy ever, and that's something you see more as they mature, and he just has that maturity level that is I mean, beyond something that you would see in an elementary school, and that's why I gave him this, or I recommended him for it, because I wouldn't know how to define it perfectly either. It's something he's just so motivated to be his best every day, and you can see it. He's his best when around his friends and when he talks to his teachers and on the playground with other kids, younger kids, older kids, and he's constantly striving to be his best, and I've never seen that before, and so it's inspiring to me. It was inspiring to his previous teachers, and he's inspiring to those around him.
So in your life you have to realize people aren't perfect. Real people aren't perfect. Fake people are perfect. You can have someone in your life that is not perfect and has its flaws, and realize it, and not think that you have everything and are everything. And there's just people out there that might be good or better than you, and you're great where you are. And there's people not as good as you, and you have to make them feel better so they're right there with you. Just people that are feeling down, make them feel good. It's always nice to help people, and role models are a good thing to be to other people. And just making people feel good in general is great. And your parents, they've raised you since you were born. And, you know, it's good to listen to them because they can be helpful later on in your life. And when you're an adult, it's kind of your job to make sure you've listened to them and maybe get some advice how to live your life and get a home, get maybe a wife or husband, and have a great life. Yeah, that's it.
Well said, Ayden. With that kind of insight and wisdom, we're sure you're going to be able to reach your dreams. All of the students honored tonight were nominated by their teachers in the fall. If you would like to nominate someone for next year's Big Education event, look for more information on KIXE's website this coming school year. On behalf of everyone at KIXE, thank you for watching. And thank you to the schools who so generously opened their doors to us and welcomed us onto their campuses. With students like these, the future of Northern California is in great hands. I'm Jesse Angelo. Thanks again for watching. Good night.